On today's edition of the Thrive Time Show, we break down the epic 250% growth of Josh Spurrell. Yes, Josh Spurrell is a longtime client, a longtime friend of the Thrive Time Show. He originally heard about us through the podcast, and then he came out to an in-person 2-day interactive workshop. And now he has grown his business by 250%, and he's here to join us on today's show to explain to you how he did it. If you're out there today and you have a business and you want to learn the success strategies and the proven path that I can teach you to help you grow your company and increase your growth and your prosperity, your time freedom, and your financial freedom, you're going to want to listen to today's interview with Josh Spurrell from Spurrell CPA. Yes, and yes. Ladies and gentlemen, on today's edition of the Thrive Time Show, we are interviewing a longtime friend of the program, a man by the name of Josh Spurrell, who is from Canada. Now, let me tell you how I met this guy. He was coming to an in-person 2-day interactive business workshop. He was determined to get to Tulsa to attend the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show game-changing business growth workshop. And through a series of flight delays, he found himself forced with the decision, does he skip the event or does he drive? And so this guy, I'll let Josh share, but Josh, where did you drive from in order to get to the in-person Thrive Time Show, the 2-day interactive business workshop?
Well, I got stuck in Minnesota, so I had a little bit of a excited conversation with a car rental company who was closed and convinced them to rent me a car, and I drove from Minnesota down to Tulsa, and we got going.
You drove from Minnesota. So what? Did you sleep at all?
No, we didn't sleep. And I looked a little bit homeless when I showed up because my luggage was still on the plane to Tulsa. So I had to sort that out after the first day of the conference.
Now let's talk about this here. So you are in a spot right now where your company Spurrell.ca, it's SPURRELL.ca. You've grown your company quite a bit since we've met, since we've worked with you. How long have we worked with you, and what kind of growth have you seen in these past during that window of time?
Well, we probably worked together now for a little over 3 years. Let's call it 3.5 years at this point. And we're probably up about 250% since that time.
Wow. Okay. So things are going well. You're growing. And all right, Spurrell. So you've been implementing a lot of the things we've been teaching you as you've been growing your accounting practice in Canada. What are some of the things that you've implemented the most that you would maybe attribute a lot of the growth towards?
I would say, I mean, because we're business consultants here too, right? So we had a lot of the systems, the checklist, the templates. We were really good with the finances, things like that. We're humming along. Probably the single biggest thing, and it might be a little bit surprising because a lot of people think about the marketing and SEO, but probably the single biggest thing was the group interviews.
Group interviews. The
group interviews, like if I had to rank them, the group interviews were number one, right? Because you kind of go along in life as you're growing up, and maybe if you've ever played a sport, you're taught to practice hard and play hard and win, right? And somewhere along the line, you get into the working world, and all of a sudden it stops being about working hard, and it becomes about this never-ending work-life balance, and it's just like a path into mediocrity, right? And the group interviews, what it really did is just it found a way to acquire A players at scale, right? So I no longer had to slow down to accommodate, team members who just weren't a good fit, right? Some people will look at driving from Minnesota to Tulsa overnight as extreme. And some people will think that's great. I want to play on that team, right? And the group interviews were the path to that.
So if you're out there today, folks, and you own a business, I would highly recommend that you would get out to one of our in-person 2-day workshops, because you can learn so much at those workshops. Now, once you grow your business and you go from, kind of surviving into the thriving mode, as you've been able to do, that gives you more opportunity to work on new things, big ideas. And I believe you're in the process of building a building and writing a book, or tell the listeners out there what you're working on right now. Cause I know the book, you just finished a book. Tell the listeners, what are you working on right now?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes people hear percentages of growth and it doesn't seem real, but we have our, we have our conference here up here in Canada as well. And that thing's been, sold out every time we're able to have a conference with the crazy COVID restrictions that they have. But whenever we're able to have it, that thing gets sold out every time. And in terms of like the building, like we had, 2,500 square feet downtown Edmonton. And, as we started to grow, we built it out to 3,000 square feet. We put on a little bit of an addition there, but now we're at the point where we bought the place next door and we're going to go to 6,000 square feet in downtown Edmonton, right? And so we have 6,000 square feet in downtown Edmonton, and we're acquiring another, 1,000 square feet in Vancouver. And anybody who's, familiar with Vancouver, it's kind of like buying a place in the middle of Manhattan. It's about the most expensive piece of real estate you can imagine.
So you have grown your business and things are looking good. What does the future hold for things at Spurrell CPA? What are you looking to do? Tell us about the midterm. Because again, I'm trying to encourage somebody out there. There's somebody out there that with the lockdowns, their business has been destroyed. Craig, you're a pastor of a church. You guys are growing at Rhema.
Yeah.
Rhema's been we've been working with you guys for about a year.
About a year now. Yeah.
A year in Rhema. How much are you up in terms of attendance? You think of 2%, 3%, or?
I don't know percentage. I haven't figured that out, but I mean, we're up a couple hundred people this month.
So you guys are growing. So again,
Yeah.
we could, what I'm trying to communicate is the through line, the common denominator on today's show is that everybody can still put in the effort and focus on what you can control. Now is not the time to put your head in the sand and do nothing. Spurrell, you've been a diligent doer. You've been an implementer. What does the future hold for Spurrell in this next year?
Yeah, at this point, we're kind of scaling it out where it's become impractical for me to meet with the clients. They have that individual touch with the clients. So, we're looking at bringing on a few partners towards the end of the year here, and and then we'll keep building the community through our group events that we do in Canada. So that's it, and we're kind of promoting our book.
Let's see the book. Hold that book up there.
Oh, there you go. So it's the 100 myths of entrepreneurship versus chainsaw, and it's cutting through the lies standing between you and $1 million business, right?
Wow.
And this is kind of the culmination of 23 years of myself. I've either been I've either been running or studying or advising small businesses, right? And with kind of your help, I was able to kind of put it down on paper and figure out how to get that thing launched, right?
Did it feel good having the first book? Because I know people come to you for wisdom all the time. Did it feel good getting your first book out?
Oh, it's so good because I mean, it's the 100 myths where imagine these are the same 100 conversations that I've had over and over again for a decade. Everybody has this kind of myth where they think that their business is like this unique unicorn, that just because their industry is somehow so unique, and that's just not the case, right? Every business is essentially the same. It's a problem of solving, acquiring enough customers, maintaining cash flow, and building the right team. And if you solve that in any business, you have a successful business.
Final three questions I have here for you. Obviously over the years, we've helped you with your website and then publishing the book and then the workshops. And there's so many things we worked together on. How would you describe the workshop for anybody out there? Because we're having our next one in December. Let me pull up the date here. It's December, I think 2nd and 3rd. And a lot of people have told me over the years, they say, Clay, it's kind of like a comedy show meets business. Could you maybe explain how you would describe the 2-day interactive workshop that people may buy tickets to for December 2nd and 3rd in Tulsa, Oklahoma?
Yeah, it's a great event. I think I've always loved in-person events. That's why we do one here in Canada. And I always attend other events to see, what they bring. But most other events I've gone to, it's kind of, you got to sit there all day to get maybe one good idea, right? And, the event, your event, Clay, it's, there's a good idea every single hour of the event for 2 days, not something where it's just some mysterious, a vague principle with something else you have to buy in the back of the room in order to get the real idea.
Well, so this will be a Thursday, Friday, December 2nd and 3rd right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I'm hoping to have, I can't promise, but I'm hoping to have the llamas on campus by then. Now, the last event we did, Craig, I had to rent the llama. You saw the llama?
Yeah, I saw the
goose?
llama. Yeah. Saw him.
Did you interact well with the goose? Did you agree?
I didn't get a selfie with him, but everyone else did. He was too busy.
Then that's an add-on.
Yeah.
We're doing that. We should have the epic waterfall done by then. There's a lot of things we're adding on, so it's going to be an exciting time. We serve food both days. It's an interactive format, and basically you have a 45-minute sprint and you take a 15-minute break. 45-minute sprint, 15-minute break, and you do that all day, and then you have a break for lunch. And so you could get up and stretch and meet other entrepreneurs. And if you're in a room with other people that are entrepreneurs. And Craig, I mean, you've been a pastor doing your thing for a long time, making your own schedule. Don't you like being around other entrepreneurs? I mean, isn't that helpful from time to time?
I think that's one of the best things about the conferences is meeting other people from all over, the nation or all over the world, actually, and being able to talk and find out what they do. And it is interesting, even from a pastoral standpoint. You realize a pastor has to be a marketer, website, all the things that you teach. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, it's the same. I do have a question.
Oh yeah.
Because we actually have our ministry in Canada, and they're very providential. I mean, we had to get licensed in every single province in order to license. Is that same for your business too? I mean, I was just kind of wondering.
Yeah, they're pretty much the same. You need to be registered in the province if you don't have a business structure that can be registered federally, and a lot of the not-for-profits just have to go through the. Yeah,
it's been a very, I mean, we in order to license and ordain in every province, we have to actually apply to every one of them. And
quick question here for you, Spurrell. We got time for a final 60 seconds here. What's your website again, if people want to learn more about you, to verify that you are in fact a real human?
So the website is www.spurrell, SPURRELL.ca. So www.spurrell.ca.
And what was your growth percentage here since we've met you?
Yeah, I think we're 250%, Clay. I think that's the.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
you have a book you just wrote again. One more time. What's the name of that book, and where can people buy that book?
So the book's on Amazon right now, and it's called 100 Myths of Entrepreneurship versus Chainsaw. Cutting through the lies standing between you and $1 million business.
Josh Spurrell, I appreciate you fitting us into your busy schedule, my friend. Again, folks, check out his new book there. That's Josh Spurrell. He's our good friend in Canada. Now I have to ask you one more bonus fry question. What are your thoughts? What are Canada's thoughts on Justin Bieber? Are you proud of Justin Bieber? Are you worried about Justin Bieber? What's the pulse up there in Canada? I know that amidst all the craziness we're experiencing right now, that's probably the top issue people are concerned about. What are people thinking up there about Justin Bieber up north?
Well, maybe there's a bit of a conspiracy theory that the other Justin Trudeau, thought Justin Bieber was stealing a bit of his limelight. So, he has to get in front of the camera a little more often to steal some of that attention back, I think. So,
okay. So you prefer Bieber over Justin Trudeau?
if those are my only two options.
All right. Hey, thank you, Josh. I appreciate you, folks. Again, to check out Spurrell.ca. Pick up his new book. Josh, thank you so much, my friend. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
The Thrive Time Show 2-day interactive business workshops are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems, so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.